I love Steel Panther. Steel Panther is fucking fun as fuck, dude.
Well, first of all, Indy's getting set up here. We feel good?
Yeah, we're all set.
Okay,
right.
well we can hold off. We can.
Well, we're in no rush here.
We're
No, of
excited
course
to
not.
talk to you guys today. We're excited to be here. We're super happy. It's Pleasure Whale After Dark. We're recording after dark.
7 p.m.
7 p.m.
The sun just went down.
So if you're wondering why I'm energetic and Chris is tired, it's because we are.
I have a job and you don't do
He
anything
has a job
all
and I
day.
don't do anything all day. Exactly. 100%. Yeah. Fuck you.
Blowholes, please weigh in on who's living a better life, because I think I've got it all going on, and Harrison isn't available until about 4:30 in the afternoon.
Well, yes, I do have a vampire sleep schedule. I do have some medical issues, but that being said, I am not tied down for the rest of my life to a wife and a baby.
I'm going to tell her you said that, or she'll be able to listen.
And I don't care. And I think that means by default, my life is better. I have more options for my future.
Yeah, sure. I guess you'll have nobody to leave your inheritance to, or nobody that you'll want to leave it to, probably. Assuming you even have inheritance, if you keep spending your money on shirts.
I will leave
like
all my
that.
money to you if I die, and the stipulation will be you can only spend it on heteronormative clothing. So you're going to be very upset.
That's actually easier than you think. My
No,
wife wears
no.
a lot of heteronormative clothing. I buy tons of crew neck sweaters for me that end up on her
Yep.
with stains on them. And it's
Yeah.
not her fault. She's just, she lactates into them. And there's nothing
I had a
funny
similar
about
issue
that.
for a little while. There is a lot funny about that.
There's nothing funny about
There's
that.
nothing
It's-
funny about lactate. You don't want to talk about this.
Pregnancy's a very no. I do want to talk about it.
Okay, good.
Pregnancy's a very serious thing.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
100%.
We're making life. Well, she is.
Yeah. You didn't do that much work.
I did the main part, which was to start.
Yeah.
What do they say? The hardest thing to do is to start, right?
Starting a project is the hardest step.
Hardest thing to
Yes.
do.
Yes.
And then she's going to take it over the finish line, and I'm going to be there. I'm like project managing.
You heard it here first, folks. Men, the harder job in making a baby. Dude, speaking of stains, I put on this wife beater today,
Yep.
and I realized it has a big old like orange, classic as an Italian.
Oh, I see it. Yeah,
Stain.
yeah. Sauce.
And the reason, so this isn't
From a
actually
pot of
sauce.
sauce.
I left my my clothes at my dad's a little while ago, and he was like, "Oh, I'll do the laundry for you that you left here." Like, no worries. And I was like, "Cool."
Mhm.
And I take all my clothes out of the wash, and they all have these like disgusting orange-ish stains
Of
on
course.
them.
Yep.
And I was like, "What do you do the laundry with?" And
Yep.
he goes, "Dishwasher, dish
soap?
dish soap."
Dish
And
Dawn,
he busts out a fucking bottle of Orange Dawn.
or is it palm olive?
What is that?
Palm olive is it's another type of dish soap.
No, we're not even on fancy. We're on Orange.
I think
Dawn.
Dawn's the better brand.
Well,
If you would've
let
said-
me tell you, when it comes to washing
Look at that,
clothes,
palm olive antibacterial.
Oh, okay, yeah, that.
It's
Okay,
classic.
fair enough. I mean, I trusted that it existed, but
We don't have a note to the people in the back who we love. You don't have to pull up everything.
I mean, please do. I think the thing about pulling up everything is I am perfectly okay with ignoring it, but Chris will be like, "That's it."
No, I'm unmedicated when it comes to like
Oh,
ADHD
me
and
too.
stuff. Yeah.
Me too. I have severely unmedicated ADHD.
No, I don't have it.
No, I do have it.
I'm sure you do, but even if I do have it, I refuse to acknowledge that I have a mental medical problem. I'm brilliant.
You should. Yeah, I mean, you are. Yeah.
Okay, and so sometimes you might have to deal with me seeing something and acknowledging it. Also, that's how I've gotten anywhere in life. Here, let's talk more
Observation.
about
I
your
think
dad's
I do think you're very
inability to do laundry.
Yeah, so he ruined like a bunch of my clothes.
I'd say he needs a woman in his life,
I-
but she died.
Yeah, she died. So they were doing it that way when she was alive. all right?
are you
Yeah, dude.
serious?
Yeah, so she was, you know,
By the way, just listeners,
I was hoping in
blowholes.
her death the laundry would get better.
Yeah, no.
But here we are.
It would be funny if you know how they have that detergent that is like kind of powdery.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you see where I'm going?
Yeah, no, I'll mix it in with her ashes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Perfect.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then it
yeah.
would be cleaner.
Uh,
Harris and I did talk about this offline, and he said that when it comes to subjects,
Oh yeah,
that, subject matters of the heart.
If it comes to matters of the heart or sad shit or whatever it is, I can be genuine sometimes,
Yep.
and I and I like that about myself. And sometimes
Yep.
I get serious and deep.
Mhm.
But that being said,
Gross.
Chris can always make a joke.
Mhm.
We know here at the Pleasure Well podcast that the point of this is to have some fun and make some people laugh, maybe inform some people of some things, be a little interesting, right?
Yes.
And it's okay. It's perfectly okay. And there are never going to be any hard feelings if Chris says anything terrible to me about anything that happens in my life. And I will
love how
also be
it's
saying,
only coming
yeah,
one direction.
well, because the thing is, I don't think I can even be mean to you because I think you're so much of a pussy that I can't even do it.
That's not true.
So
You just did it. You just fucking did
See,
it.
we're having fun here, and we're friends.
Yeah. No, we're definitely friends.
So there's no hard feelings about any jokes. Chris can bring up the fact that my mother is dead aggressively in the
Did
first
it.
5 minutes of every podcast from now on, and I'm sure I'll have plenty of jokes.
Before
about it.
we
It's
started-
half of my act.
Before,
so it really
before we
is.
started airing, you were like, we're going to bring up some traumatic shit that happened to you as much as possible, too.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
Yes.
So, and I welcome that.
Yeah. To clarify, I was talking about how you got molested as a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we begin.
Yeah.
Let's talk about what happened this week.
Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, this is a good segue into what I was going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're already kind of
Please.
halfway there.
Good.
So, after my mom passed away, I lived at home for a year, kind of just try and straighten everything out, hang out, and make sure everything was all good.
Yep.
And then I moved out to the city.
What a good boy.
About 2 years ago. Yeah, I am a lot of things. Some would say a good son is one of them. Also, I only have to be a good son to one person now, so the job got way easier.
Oh, that's nice.
50% of the effort, 100% the rewards.
Yeah, sure.
Whatever.
It's
So-
like the opposite of you don't get 2 Christmases, you get half a Christmas.
exactly. Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to be the Christmas and Hanukkah kid
Oh,
because my mom is Jewish and my dad is Greek Orthodox.
Gotcha.
And now
you
I
just
still celebrate Hanukkah, but I just cry for 8 days. So it's so we're
but you get to
excited.
do it over a nice baklava.
True. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Exactly. Yes. That was wow. Way to tie it all in together.
Could be better.
Yeah, that
but-
was pretty good.
He takes swings.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So anyway,
What happened?
moved out, moved to the city. Have been living in the city for about 2 years now, and I just recently
The city, Los Angeles.
the city of Los Angeles. Yes,
because the city
Yes,
is
yes,
New York
yes.
City.
Yeah.
Everyone
well,
knows
to me,
this.
the city is Los Angeles. Never even been to New York, despite
You-
everything about me. So
sure, and you're wrong, and that's fine.
Yeah. So I when I moved out, we also had a dog that died on 9/11. just mentioning it because factually it is true. The dog died on 9/11. I will not specify the year. I will leave you wondering what tower the dog was in. Okay. Anyway.
2000.
So, yeah, 2001. No, okay. So the dog died, and then my dad was home alone, and I was like, you got to get a dog, and so I adopted a dog,
Mhm.
and I pretty much adopted this dog, and I said, you can take this dog that you will love if you want, but I'm not forcing it on
So
you.
you said this to your dad.
Yeah, I said, look, I adopted this cool dog. I will keep it, but the option is open to you to take, because he was very much like, don't get me a dog, and everybody in the whole world was like, this man needs a dog. Jesus Christ, this is sad, right?
Right.
So I made it like as easy and like the pressure was off as possible. So he takes a dog eventually, thank God.
You
And-
bought a dog with the explicit purpose of pawning him off on
100%.
your father?
Yes. But I would have kept him and loved him forever had my dad not wanted him.
Okay.
So it was like very much like there's a dog.
Even though that's what he said was going to happen.
Yeah, there's a dog available to you. It was and it's
Sure.
it's here. It's up for grabs.
Yeah.
So he
I can't wait till dogs can talk and vote. You're out.
dude.
You're
No,
done.
what do you mean? This is like the most. I feel like this was good. This dog was
Maybe
going to
it's good.
it was going to a kill shelter. The next day, I saved its life and gave it 2 amazing homes it had the option of living in.
Then it's better.
Yeah, come on. I'm getting the votes. All right,
Okay,
I'm
fine.
I'm
I have a dog who
canvassing
doesn't
for
like
dog votes as we speak.
please canvas.
So I give my dad this dog.
Yep.
And it was a rough couple months because it's a puppy. It's a husky
Rough.
German Shepherd. Rough.
Okay.
And
A rough couple months.
it was a rough couple months. But finally everything went good. And I told my dad, as kind of a thing with the dog, that I will watch the dog anytime he wants to go out of town. I don't want him to feel tied down because obviously like he now
gotta get
has
out
this
there.
freedom. He has to get out there and live his life. And,
Yep.
and I want him to visit people and be
Yep.
happy and whatever. So
meet some girl dogs.
maybe.
Bitches.
I don't want to talk about
If
that.
you know what I mean.
Anyway,
Okay.
bitches, yes.
Yes. Nothing wrong with that. It's just a term. Okay.
If anybody listening wants to fuck my dad, no, okay. So anyway, I get
So you're dog
So
sitting.
I'm dog sitting. Yeah. So dad goes to Chicago. I'm dog sitting for like 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the first time that I have, since moving out, really gone back home.
Oh, this is the town that you grew up in.
Yes, this is where I grew. So for one,
I
I was gonna, before we get into more kind of my take on it, I was gonna ask you, where did you grow up, and how was that experience leaving and coming back for the first time? Why did you leave for
Yeah.
the first time?
Oh man, I grew up in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Okay.
Well, Henderson, Nevada, if we want to be hyper specific about it, which I'm sure everyone in Henderson does.
Yeah.
Because we rep it hard. Why did I leave? Because I wasn't well liked, man. I wasn't
Really?
Oh, are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not even being mean. I think you're very likable.
Oh, dude, no,
I'm not even like, really? You weren't well liked?
I'm what they call. Thank you. I'm what they call a try hard. You know what that is?
Yeah. No. I mean, yeah. You are a people pleaser.
Yeah. So I spent a lot of time trying to impress people that couldn't have given even a little bit of a shit.
Yeah.
And
sure.
it just tanked my what's it called? Charisma? Not charisma.
Reputation,
Self-esteem.
self-esteem.
And so I was like, I got to get the fuck out of town.
Okay.
And so I did. So I went to one of the meanest places in the world, upstate New York.
Yep.
And I was wearing, I remember showing up there and just wearing skinny jeans and Vans, very West Coast style.
What year was this?
2010 or 11, right
Okay.
around there.
Yeah.
And everyone's wearing baggy shorts and Timbs. And yeah, I mean, talk about gay rumors. That's where they started. and that's oh yeah, that's where they started, and that's where they're gonna. Because I was like, no, this is cool.
Yeah.
But they were like, no, you dress like a woman, and that's fine.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you didn't let go of that part of yourself.
Let go.
I also have
leaned
a lot-
in.
Yeah, no, you leaned.
I
me
leaned
too.
in.
I mean, I can't sit here and make fun of you for wearing women's clothing. I do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you wear women's tablecloths. It's not the same thing.
Hey. You know what?
Okay.
You know what?
So go ahead. I'll give you a second because that's
The
a
fancier
sick
the
burn.
cloth, the sweeter the juice. I don't know what to say. I don't have a response to this.
Blowholes. Can I get a toot toot? Because
Yeah.
that's fucking. That's tight. That was
One
a tight
point
one.
to Chris on this one.
Yeah. All
All
right.
right, go on.
So when did I go back? Well, I left for college. So I did a semester of college and then came back.
Mhm.
And I felt like I was the coolest kid in town.
Yeah.
The whole place had definitely moved on without me. Vegas is like
Yeah.
and all places do this, right?
Right.
Life goes on. You're not fucking important. Neither am
No.
I. Nobody is.
Totally.
Yeah, so I came back and I was like, oh, people are going to want to see me. They're going to want to do this, do that, go out drinking. And that wasn't the case. Everyone had already, like, they had their own lives. They had their own friends. So now when I go back, I'm hyper focused on like spending time with my family.
Sure.
And the things that are like important. I also had a much younger brother. I have a brother who's 11 years younger than me.
Whoa.
And yeah, so he kind of thinks of me like I'm a second father, I think, or like some sort of weird uncle. And
Sure.
so
I think you would be like happy with both of those titles.
yeah, totally. Or I would prefer the title I prefer. My pronouns are hot tub and guy.
Yeah.
Those are my
true.
fucking
yes,
pronouns.
You are a hot tub guy.
But so whenever I came home, I would try as much as possible to just like foster that relationship, to like
Totally.
be more of a brother.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what going home to me is like. Spend time with my family. Because there's the rest of the place does not care.
Right.
But it's fun. But Vegas is fun. It's
But
a fun town.
You were more removed by a long shot than me because I moved,
yeah, you moved
30
an
miles
hour away.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And I go back all the time for like a day.
So
but
very
it's
different.
Very different, but
Yeah.
still interesting. So I've been back
Mhm.
and I thought that it was going to be this like emotional, sad return to like the house where it was such a struggle for so many years and all the bad stuff that happened,
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
And I come home and, I was kind of like, I had my friends on the hook to be like, I need people around. I don't know if I can really do this. Like, it's going to be a tall it's going to be a very big tax
you've been
emotionally.
I watched online. You're
and,
having boys' night every night.
Boys' night every night, right?
Yeah.
And I still have boys' night every night because it's like the boys are always welcome. It's always boys' night,
Yeah.
especially here at Pleasure Well. But
Here at the Pleasure Well Pod, no female guests.
we're gonna have to have a female guest next week to make up for that.
It's gonna have to be Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay, I was hoping we could seance. I was hoping we could seance my mom in. Anyway, could we get someone to do that? I actually have someone who thinks she can channel the dead, and she's gonna listen.
Is
to
it
this.
Courtney?
She might be one of them, but no, it's
Oh.
another person. Multiple channelers. Anyway, I get home and my initial kind of reaction is just, "Oh my god, the city is a fucking nightmare." And it was like
Thousand Oaks?
No,
Oh, you think
The
that
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles is a nightmare?
and I know
after
it's a
going
nightmare.
back to a neighborhood.
But going back to the suburbs, it's like every single thing that I have to do in the city,
Mhm.
especially as like an ADHD disorganized comedian,
Yep.
is so difficult. Doing dry cleaning or going to the fucking grocery store or like everywhere is a 20-minute drive with a parking garage and I got a broken back and I got to be hobbling around the city like
Yeah.
like just
Okay.
a total piece of shit. And then when I'm home, I'm like, oh wow, everything is so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like life is so much easier in the suburbs.
Why is it
It's
that much easier?
Ridiculous.
Why is it that much easier? You just
It's just lack of like congestion and like difficulty doing things. And I'm not just talking allergies, baby. I'm talking traffic.
lack
like-
of congestion.
Yeah. No, just
Nobody
have a lot
thought
of-
you needed a Claritin.
No. And so I've just been having like this unfortunate realization that I think I
You're a
I
suburbs
mesh
guy.
better with the suburbs, right?
Mm.
But it's simply not an option when it comes to my career.
That's only
At this
true-
point, at this
yeah,
point.
That's only true when you're struggling.
Sure.
If you obtain uber wealth and popularity, you can live wherever you want.
Right.
That so I
Like,
get
give me
that
a couple of years, I'll be Dave Chappelle in Ohio, but I
Yeah.
gotta get there.
exactly. Also, so I actually firmly disagree with you.
Okay.
I think that like the cities are the easiest place to get things done because everything is so centrally located. Maybe not LA. I'm thinking more of like a New York, Chicago
Yeah.
style city.
Sure.
And that's like what I kind of grew up in. Also, Vegas, nothing ever closes, so I can get anything I want at any time.
yeah. I do
um,
benefit from that in the city as a vampire.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a little bit more option for like life to live when
Yes.
I'm awake.
The benefit to the burbs,
Yeah.
and at least to me, this is a huge deal. There's enough space for a hot tub in your backyard.
That's
And-
true.
Yeah, so I get it, is what I'm
That's
saying.
true.
But
yeah, so
I-
you're on the same team. It's just for vastly different reasons. I also,
way different.
you know, I love a hot tub too, but
Are you sure?
I do because it helps my back.
Oh, that's
so I
good.
do love
Yeah.
a hot tub. Like if
Did
you
you get a
were
soak
like,
today?
do you want to? No, I don't have a hot tub.
Oh, see, there's your problem.
Yeah.
Therein lies
But I
your
had
problem.
a friend growing up that had a hot tub, and that we talk about boys' night. Like that's where
Yeah,
we sat in that hot tub
Yeah.
and fantasized about what it would be like to get laid for 6 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, for 6 years straight, we never left.
I know.
And then we were so pruny that nobody wanted to fuck us. But
Well, that prepares you to be like your dad, an old man out there chasing bitches.
I
know?
wouldn't define
Sorry,
my
Teo.
dad
I
as,
keep- I
I
keep-
wouldn't even define my dad as chasing bitches, but
He's not. No, they come to him.
if he wanted to, he could.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Everyone can do whatever they want at any age.
Yes.
No judgment.
As long as they're not women trying to be a guest on this podcast.
And I have regrets. I do.
yeah,
And,
like saying that.
yeah. I tell myself right before I come in here, I'm like, you're gonna be great. You're gonna be loose. You're gonna do your thing. Also, don't say anything offensive that could probably get you killed by one group that or another.
I don't think you need to be so worried about it.
I try not to.
I don't think you should be. Well, because I think you are a warrior.
Big time worrier.
Big time warrior. And
Yeah.
I think that you need to take a little bit more
I gotta take more pleasure?
and a little more inventory on the fact that you can kind of be free because you're not a bad guy and you can just trust your instincts.
Yeah.
A
I
little
can't. Here's the thing, and I appreciate that. And I think about this a lot too. I cannot trust the average listener to listen to the entire episode to get the context of whatever dumbass
Right,
thing
right,
I
right.
say in minute 6 or
I mean, if
30.
they make it to minute 6, I think they already love both of us.
Yeah. If you're in minute 6,
Yeah.
you've been there as long as
Yeah.
My penis, actually a couple inches longer, or whatever. You know what I mean.
This just in, Chris 4-inch penis. Chris
I get 2 as a couple.
Waitkus
2 as a couple.
4-inch. I have a really nice cock, so
Yeah, I know,
I'll
we've
make up
talked
for,
about
I'll
this,
make up
yeah.
for your cock. I don't want to talk about my cock.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. I also don't want to talk.
But
about
you're the one who brought up your 4-inch cock.
I
so.
was trying to. There's a whole thing. You know that I think minutes or seconds is not just a unit of time. It can also be categorized as a unit of length or something. I forget. It has value. Okay. Well, good to know. My $200,000 engineering degree went to good use.
Doesn't mean shit in between these 4 walls, baby.
No, it really doesn't. Okay. Well, that's okay. So good. So you are happy to be home. Are you going to move back?
No, I literally can't.
Yeah.
Because being home, you know, the idea of going to mics or just being spontaneously booked on shows or doing things kind of off the cuff and quickly or just, you know, I'm going to go to the Comedy Store tonight, make some friends and have some fun.
Yeah.
It's simply not, it doesn't happen. I live 10 minutes away from the Comedy Store right
Yeah.
now. So it's like so easy for me to be like, oh, my friends are there. This person is there. Let's go hang out. And so I just, career-wise, I just cannot be in the burbs.
It's so funny that the luxuries you think you have career-wise being in the city.
Mhm.
I also live in the city
Yeah.
and I don't have those luxuries.
Well, yeah, because you live in a part of town that is not
I was going to
not entertainment. Like where you live is not the right place to live for entertainment.
that's where all the entertainers live. Doesn't matter. It's not even, I don't even think that that's true. I think that it's because I have a wife and responsibilities.
Yeah, this
that
is
I
true.
can't go do. And it's not Sarah's fault. I love you, Sarah. I really do.
Sarah, I'm still on the fence about you, but I could come around.
You better come around. Come all the way around.
No, actually, I do. I'm a big fan of your wife. I like her a lot. She's very sweet.
Yeah. All right. Now that we've said that.
No, I mean that wholeheartedly. She's great.
Yep.
And I say that to soften the blow when I tell you that your dog is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. And no.
Yeah. So there's
Well-
one member of the family that could get hit by a car and I wouldn't lose any sleep over.
See, and this is how I knew when you were talking about the dog vote, you didn't fucking mean it.
No,
you're,
because
you're very
okay,
you're being very
you really
Trumpy. You're
wanna-
like, oh, okay, the mic is probably not on. Let me tell you how I really feel about these dogs.
My dog, the best dogs. My dogs at home, incredible. My dogs, everybody has so many weird things to say about them. Chris's dogs, they're
Everything.
rapists. Chris's dog is out there committing violent crime. And it is. And it is.
It's
Let me
not
tell you,
committing
Chris's
violent
dog
crime.
Chris's dog
Like misdemeanors.
will try to attack you on site. It's on site with Chris's dog
My dog she's a good dog. And
to you and your wife.
yeah, who else? She doesn't need to know anybody else. She's not out here trying to make it. She's let's talk about what I got going on. How about
Okay,
that? Yeah.
fine.
Not to get off my dog, but I don't even like to I don't want to get off my dog. That's gross. That's like bestiality if you read between the lines here. Okay, I got 2 things. We have a choice. Are you mad at me?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm
So
just,
somebody doesn't
I'm just letting you soak in the hot tub that is the decisions you've made.
somebody does an impression of me.
Okay.
Back in New York, I heard about this guy Connor Dixon.
Is
super
their
funny.
impression they just find someone to molest them for hours on end? Or?
Yeah, well, kind of. All of that happens. It's like a 3-hour act out, and
Uh-huh.
then he turns to them and says, "Are you mad at me? Did I do something?" And it's so spot on.
Yeah, you
I didn't-
are.
Well, I didn't even realize I did it until he did the impression, and I was like, "Oh, that's exactly what I sound
Yeah,
like."
you are so ready to apologize for everything at any moment.
Well, it's not even apology. It's more like I'll do something. I'll just be living my life.
Yep.
And then I'll become insecure about it and
Mhm.
pull somebody that I trust over to the side and be like, "Hey, you don't think that I was like out of line there, right?" And yeah, that's it. That's the impression that he does.
Yeah.
And it hurt, but it's true. Anyway, this is what's going on in my life. I can give you 2 options.
Okay, I'll
There's-
probably just take both of them.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
you give me the options and we'll tease one of them, and then maybe it won't be interesting enough.
I mean, they're both, yeah, okay, sure.
If you're gonna bring
one's
2 things to the table, I think we should.
One is comedy related.
Okay.
The other one is related to my hair. It's a stupid way to say I got a haircut.
I would like to hear both. Let's start with the haircut.
Okay. Did you want to start with the haircut?
Yeah, let's start with the haircut.
All right. I got
Also, side note.
Yep.
I think
Are you
I
mad at me?
think, no.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. I'm mad at your dog. No.
Yeah.
I think that our journey and perspective on where we're at in the comedy world is an interesting thing, and I don't think that we should avoid talking about it.
I agree. I wasn't going to shy away.
Okay, good.
Yeah. No, I think if it comes up organically,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I don't want to show up.
I'm not
going
gonna
to be like,
shoehorn
hey,
it
let me
in.
you want to
Here's the spots I did.
you want
this
to
week.
run bits?
No, I'm not trying to do that. But I do think that like a lot of people are used to listening to their favorite podcast for comedians that are already national headliners and have been doing this for 15 years. And I do think the perspective of two boys that are doing their best
Yep.
and have some positive things in there like behind us.
Yeah, we got some stuff.
We're not at square one, but
We're
we're
not
definitely not at square 20.
We're not. Yeah. We're.
I think it's I think where we are is a unique. I think
We're
we're in
like
a
one
unique
squared?
position, and I find it interesting. I find it interesting, obviously, because what I do. All right. Anyway, let's talk about your haircut.
Haircut. I got a haircut.
Yeah,
It-
I couldn't tell.
People say no, not since we did the last podcast. I think I had short hair during the first podcast.
Okay.
But we're recording 3 days after making the last one.
Sure.
Whatever. Got a haircut. People are walking around town saying it's the best haircut I ever had, which is offensive because I don't think it's that nice. The haircut cost $40.
Yeah.
That's what it's supposed
That's
to
good.
cost.
That's good haircut price.
I go to a salon.
Yeah. As you should.
It's called Killer Hair.
Awesome.
And I love Killer Hair. Can't say anything bad about these guys, except for the fact that I checked my bank statement yesterday,
Yep.
which was Sunday, and I noticed that Killer Hair had charged me $995.04 for my fucking haircut. And I didn't check my bank statement, so the shit posted, and
no.
they have the money.
They have your $944.
Well, I'll get there. But
dude, for that much money,
yep.
they need to add cock.
Yep.
You need to take hair and add cock for $1,000.
Yeah, 100%. They could have at least trimmed the bush. If that's
100%.
what you're getting at. Yeah. What bothers, so I asked around, I was like, there's no way that this cost this, or it's like,
Right.
it's an accident.
Totally.
And, I was getting the new iPhone at
Yeah.
an AT&T store, and the guy helping me
at the same cost of a haircut.
yeah, at the same cost of a haircut in Los Angeles in West LA. The guy noticed that I was like perturbed, and he said, he was like, "What happened?" I was like, $995 haircut.
Oh yeah.
And he was like, "Dude, the president's haircut is only $200."
No, dude, it's more. You're not
You
security.
think Biden's haircuts?
Yeah, dude, because you gotta have
More than
security.
$200?
I think, yeah, if you take into account everything that goes into the president doing anything, I think he really is paying $1,000 for a haircut.
I get.
You got to pay Secret Service agents to make sure that the guy with the
That's coming out of our pocket.
yeah, we're
I don't
paying
mean
for it.
to-
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
not
mean
paying
to
for any of it.
Become conservative in real time, but
Yeah, I mean, personally, I'm okay with paying for the president's haircuts.
Yeah,
Call
okay.
me a socialist.
I might call you a socialist.
Okay.
That is
So
you
wait,
do
so
that in
what?
your off hours.
So what is happening?
That's
with this?
horse
So
shit.
are the charges being dropped? Are you? What's
Are the
happening?
charges
yeah,
being-
that's,
oh,
the,
the
that's the best way to
charges.
say it. I
Yeah,
feel like.
no,
Right?
it's
So
good.
are the charges being dropped?
Well, I found this interesting. So I don't want to name the guy's name, but instead of just refunding me the money, he said, "Hey, I'll meet you in the parking lot and I'll
No.
give you cash."
No.
And I said yes because
You're
I was like, "Let's do
crazy.
this right now."
Yeah.
But it felt a little sketchy for
You know
sure.
what, though?
My
Okay.
favorite part. Go ahead.
You just got a lot of credit card points out of that.
Yeah. Also,
Is this a scam? Is this a pyramid scheme?
I don't
Keep
know.
Charging me and giving me the cash back, and then I get the credit card points.
Well, because now I'm sitting on. By the way, he took the extra, so he gave me cash, but he
Yeah.
didn't. I've expected a full refund. He kept the 40 for the haircut.
Yeah, that's what I would expect.
I'm fine with it, but this egregious of a mistake,
Right.
maybe consider letting your boy slide if you want. I'm gonna be a return customer because he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he knew
But-
that you were way too much of a pussy to not come back. He was like, "I'm keeping the 40."
He's like, I gave you that haircut. I know what you're capable of.
you know what I did once is I had a guy.
What is this? What a DT?
How is
Not
it
that
possible
I'm not
Donald
nicknaming
Trump
him because I like him. I
spent
just
$70,000 on his hair.
Well, he had to buy it from foxes and other long-haired animals like lions, manes, and what is this? Among his many questionable deductions,
$70,000 for apprentice era hairstyling, along with an additional $95,000 paid to a hair and makeup artist favored. Well, you see, there's a reason that we
Here's what
brought up
bothers me about
Biden's
this.
haircuts, because we knew Trump's haircuts were that expensive.
well, this is what I was going to say. I now question Chobo Studios because I said the president and you said your president.
I couldn't get a number amount for Biden's haircut.
Whatever you need to tell yourself. We're pulling up Donald Trump in a Democratic era.
All right. Anyway,
Sorry.
This is something that happened to me once where I got a haircut. No, I didn't even get a haircut. I had this one old barber that would he bailed on me 3 times, and I have like a 3 rule limit on bailing, and it was like
Your barber bails on you?
my barber bailed on me 3 times in a row. He's like, it's 3 different emergencies that just happened to happen, whatever, when I was going to get a haircut. So I switched barbers.
How do they just take off work?
I don't know. But anyway, I switched barbers to another barber at the same barber shop. And people told me that was like
Dissension in the ranks. You're gonna hurt
was
people.
insane. People told me that I was like a madman.
Yeah. Can I tell you?
Yeah.
So I actually, within Killer Hair, I used to go to Joe.
Oh,
Now I go to Sal.
So you've done the same.
Yes. And I walked in and I was like, I walked in on Sunday looking for Sal.
Yeah.
And I saw Joe.
Oh,
And I said, hey, Joe, Sal's got a lot of my money. And he was like,
I never charge you with that.
exactly. He was like, wouldn't happen if I was still cutting your hair.
Yeah. Oh, you
I was-
fucking asshole.
So, yeah, dude, that's tough, man.
Yeah.
So what did you ever get your hair cut in front of your ex-barber?
100%. Yeah, like many times.
That's-
And I would say hi to him. So I was like, what's up, Mike?
Yeah. That's
and then the
terrible.
other guy would cut my hair. And
That's
it was like,
really, really messed up.
I didn't feel the least bit bad about it.
Yeah,
I think
well,
there's only so many times you can have.
typical.
There's only so many leaks in your roof
Typical.
that you can have before it's over between us.
yeah,
I
yeah.
I
Think
also
about that. Go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
Think about that in the context of a relationship. You're
Right.
literally
Yeah, totally. No, it's like you're banging your girlfriend's sister
in front of her.
in front of her.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
and then paying the sister. It's okay. That part didn't land.
Well, I mean, in this context, I guess I would have been paying the girlfriend too at first. All right, and we're getting
You go pay the
we're
dad
getting
'cause it's the
really
house.
conceptual
Yeah.
with this.
I'm
Okay,
trying
so-
to yes and you.
Yeah, no, thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that, as opposed to being just a fucking killjoy like usual.
That only happened once
Yeah,
already.
I also got a haircut recently. I had a mullet.
Yep.
Um,
Great mullet.
A big
Shot a
monstrous
special in it.
mullet. Shot a special in it. And I cut off the mullet, and part of the reasoning behind that was it's been immortalized in the special. It'll always be there.
Mhm.
It's something that I'm going to look back on the rest of my life.
Yep.
It's time to go back to clean cut Harrison.
Sure.
And the second that I got this haircut, it was like
CCH.
300 people were like I'm not joking.
Where's the
you-
mullet?
No. They were like, thank God. You
Oh.
finally got rid of the mullet. And I was like, I'm the type of person that is very good at taking criticism.
Mhm.
You can be mean to me or say how you feel,
Mhm.
you or anyone, and
Yeah.
I'm like very much receptive and on board.
Mhm.
The fact that so many people thought this haircut was so bad
Mhm.
and didn't say anything until I got it cut.
Yep.
Bunch of pussies.
I mean, 100%. I
If
agree
you're
with you.
listening to this and you felt that way, fuck you.
Yeah. Well,
Fuck
also,
you.
we would love it for you to come back. I got some notes from Indy earlier. He said that podcast retention is about 30% until you get to the 4th episode. Then it really spikes. So,
Oh.
yeah, we need those people.
Oh, so
Is
well,
what I'm saying.
No, I stand by that. Fuck you. Fuck you. No, you know what? And anybody that's listening to this that actually, had a dog in the fight,
Mm-hmm.
they should be happy that I'm addressing
My
your
dog's in a fight.
pussy ass. Yeah, your dog's always in a fight because your dog's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Your dog, when they kick the dog off the bridge in Anchorman?
You
if
remember
that
that guy?
was
You
your
kicked my dog.
If that, I do
You
remember
know
the
that guy?
prank phone
Okay.
call. Like
Yeah.
we would all we on ebombsworld.com.
Love.
Like, listen to it. Dude,
Yeah.
that was like, I think every
Nailed it.
every comedian of our era started on eBombs World,
Sure.
listening to.
And I don't want to get off
crazy
topic.
videos. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, we're
I want to say that I agree with you
Mhm.
about these people not saying anything about cutting your mullet off. But slightly different perspective.
yes.
I hate that they want you to be more normal. We should be championing individuality.
100%.
And your mullet was fucking
Unique.
I was gonna say weird.
Weird is another word for unique.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was
wild.
It was you, man. It was
Yeah.
like if you put. So I when I was a rapper, I had a like an emblem,
Mhm.
and it was a star
Yeah.
with sunglasses and a mustache on it. It's Rick Clinton's star, whatever.
Mhm.
And if you had an emblem and it didn't have a mullet,
Yeah.
I wouldn't know who it is.
Right.
But you see what I'm saying?
You see, the thing is, because you've known me closely with the mullet,
Mhm.
mostly,
Mhm.
and I feel more myself with my haircut. The mullet was almost like
That was
straying from God.
yeah.
I strayed from Jesus, and I've come back to Christ with this haircut.
I see.
Yeah.
You know, Jesus, long hair.
Not,
So-
although not a mullet.
So just for the blowholes
yeah,
at home.
no. True.
Sometimes the Indian Tory who are in the back who are great, and we can't hear. You guys can't hear this, but they are like
They're dying
cackling,
laughing.
And
Yeah, we should turn your guys' mics up to like the lowest that you can be picked up, just so
Yeah.
everybody can hear our laugh track. Because
Yeah.
God, do we need it?
Yeah, sometimes. Well, I mean, and in this moment, 100%, because I told a joke that you were just here. It was 30 seconds ago, and when I say it got a huh, and that's it, I want to quit. I don't want to. I'm like,
I'm sorry.
no, it's not your fault.
No, laugh
I
the
need to be
appropriate
better.
amount. Don't give him pity laughs. People have been pitying this guy for his
Cool.
whole life.
Will do.
Thank you. No, you guys are great. I'm trying to shed light on why I'm reacting. It's okay.
All right.
All right. Next thing,
Next
haircuts.
thing.
I feel like we covered it.
I think we covered haircuts.
Topic of haircuts.
Wait, no, I might have had one more haircut thing I wanted
Go
to
ahead.
say.
Here, yeah, let's put a stamp on it.
Was
Send
there
it back
one more
to
thing?
Greece.
I feel like I had one more thing that I wanted to say about haircuts. No, I think I covered all the stuff that's most entertaining.
Okay.
Most interesting. Yeah, haircuts.
Okay, great. Boom. Stamped.
Stamped.
It's a
Now what?
blowhole. My comedy teacher. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. My comedy still straight.
Yeah.
My comedy teacher.
Teacher, stand up?
Stand up so
Interesting.
yeah, so I think a lot of people are like against taking classes and when they first start. I'm
Mhm.
not. I think that if you're serious about it
Yeah.
and it's not just like, oh, I want to try it, then
Sure.
it's actually a good investment because you'll get kind of kickstarted
Yeah.
into what it could
Well,
be
having
like.
a community. I think
Yeah.
every time I've ever taken a class,
Yep.
a comedy class, it's like a great way to make friends. I've taken a lot of improv classes back in the day. I've never
Yep.
taken a stand-up class.
Yep.
But I have a couple friends who are newer to stand-up,
Mhm.
and one of them took a class at the West Side Theater,
Uh-huh.
and she loves it. And she
So-
made a lot of friends, and her class shows are fun. And I go to them, and you know it's cool. And I think it's great for someone starting out. So yeah, no hate.
So I think it's a wonderful place to start because it shows you what stand up could be like. You
Yeah.
could have a big showcase coming up, and you could have friends or writers that you are collectively developing an act with.
Mhm.
But it's like a flash in the pan of what could be, and then
Yeah.
you have to get into the shit.
Yeah,
and like
100%.
and go do all of the hard things for
Yeah.
a long time, and then hopefully you get to relive that dream in a more real
Mhm.
way.
Yeah.
So I value classes for that reason. I've taken two one in 2017 and one in 2018. Just so I could like get my foot in the door of each city.
Yeah.
One was in Second City, Chicago, and then the other one was in New York. And my stand-up teacher at Second City, Chicago,
Mhm.
who I love, her name is Sydney Davis Jr. Just announced that she's retired. She's quitting. She's
Quitting
done
teaching or quitting comedy?
done with stand-up comedy. She's no longer, after like 16 years, she's like,
Whoa.
I'm done doing stand-up. I'm still going to teach. I'm still going to podcast. I've found like happiness in other angles
Mhm.
of the industry, but I'm not doing stand-up anymore. I don't have the fervor to do the grind. And I was hurt. I didn't tell her this.
Sure.
I'm actually telling you, and I
Yeah.
guess the blowholes, but I'm hurt by it.
Okay,
Because-
that makes sense. Yeah, someone
Well,
that you looked
she's-
up to, someone you learned from.
Yup.
didn't achieve the level of success that made it a lifelong. I don't. Well, for the
wouldn't
record
say
here,
that.
I don't know anything about her. I don't know. I have no idea what she achieved or didn't achieve.
Yeah.
But I'm just assuming in quitting stand up, maybe she just did it. Maybe she was just like, I achieved. Because I feel that way about improv.
Yep.
I did improv for a pretty long time at like a moderately high level.
Ooh, moderately high.
Moderately high. Like it wasn't like I was great, but I was definitely like performing on teams at, LA theaters, and
TMZ?
I was teams. Like
Oh,
improv teams. And
teams.
I reached a point where I was like, this was fun. And I climbed my own personal mountaintop with it. I was like, I took this as far as I needed
And
to.
you were done.
And I was done. Yeah. So I understand that. But I never, I mean, I taught an improv class, so I did a similar thing. I mean,
It sounds like, so maybe this is actually a great topic.
but I wasn't doing it for that long. I mean, I was doing it for probably 5 years.
Even so, you had a personal goal.
Yeah.
You met, maybe even surpassed.
Yeah.
And then you were like, okay, I'm going to hang it up. I'm going to go do something else.
Yep.
The people that you taught or that you maybe inspired.
Yeah.
Did you, and you don't have to, you're not required to do this, but did you give any thought to whether or not they would react? Because now I'm
No,
like, well,
because
shit,
I
maybe
don't-
I'm going to quit.
I don't think that I ever took what I was doing to like I was a teacher. Like I would teach the entry level improv class at my local community college when the teacher couldn't come.
Oh,
Like it wasn't like I was like the professor. Like, but I was like, I was teaching them how to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think that anybody really saw me as like the guy.
Mhm.
So I don't think that I had that kind of
Gotcha.
weight around like that. And also I didn't like make some public decision to quit. Like nobody gave a shit that I stopped doing improv comedy.
Well, that's the other thing. Go ahead.
I just was kind of like, well, I'm done with it. I'm gonna do other things.
This is the other side of that was most people will be like, oh, I'm going to quit. And we're like, okay, who you're only quitting to yourself because
Sure.
nobody like actively cares.
Yeah, no, I'm
Right.
assuming that the situation that you're in and that this lady was in is a little bit more intense and intimate.
Well, the reason it was so real to me was because she did quit publicly and
Yeah.
she got an outcry of like
No.
some no's and
or
some like
go you do what makes
happy
you
for
happy.
your next
Yeah,
journey,
sure.
whatever. But it was a popular happening, which I would expect most quittings to not be. And so that's why I was like, man, I guess because I've only ever wanted to be a stand-up. I have no
Mhm.
desire to act. I like you'd be hard pressed to get me in a sketch if you didn't like
Right.
tell me I was going to be
Didn't-
in it.
Yeah, and wow you with it, and you're like, wow,
Yeah.
this is great. Sure,
It's
okay.
just because it's not like I'm a stand-up and that's all I want to do is I want to be a great stand-up.
Yeah,
Full stop.
yeah.
And she has my teacher, the person I looked up to, is like totally diversified to the point where she's like, I don't even think I need stand-up anymore. And I was like,
Huh.
whoa.
Interesting.
It's messing with my head, is what I'm saying. Is like
So you
shit.
shouldn't let it mess with your head.
I know, but after
I mean,
she
you've
does it for
taken-
16 years. She's 10 years my senior.
Sure.
So
Well, I
am
think you've taken things to like a. If you quit, I would be sad.
yeah,
Because for the listeners at home,
the blowholes. You
uh,
refuse to call them that.
I mean, I think I might let that be your mistake to make.
It's not a mistake.
I mean, I look up to you
Guys, give me
as far as stand up is concerned. I look up to you.
you should.
If you quit,
Yeah.
I would be sad.
Or at least confused.
Yeah,
Which
because I think you're so good. I think you're so talented.
I think you're talented.
So I would have similar feelings if you quit
Oh,
because I think you're the man.
thank you. I think you're. Yep, I think you're a man.
I am a man. I am.
I think
some
no,
would
dude.
say. So I understand how you feel,
I totally get it.
and I
Yeah.
think I just think that this person's life probably progressed in different pathways that you couldn't even
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
after like leaving. It's like this person is not the person that you knew 5 years ago
100%,
anyway, and so
100%.
it's kind of like a different person has
Yeah.
changed their. Maybe had they quit when you knew them intimately, it would have been more of a tragedy, and you're kind of assigning feelings to a person from yesterday's.
That is super valid. And Yeah, we can get off this because we still have to talk about current events
Yeah.
and take questions from our listeners.
Okay, so let's get off of this. We talked comedy for a little while.
But just real quick, cheers to you, Sydney. We loved you, man. Anyway,
cheers.
yeah, not that Harrison knew her, but I feel like I had to say that.
Well, she made an impact on somebody that made an impact on me. So
Boom.
there you go.
Look at that. Cool. I feel like we have some things.
Yeah, you don't need to keep
Yeah.
pointing it out.
Okay.
I'm not mad at you. I'm kidding. All right.
Are you mad at me?
Yes. Next up.
I'm a Jets fan,
Okay.
and last night, in a harrowing attempt to beat the world champions,
Mm-hmm.
the Jets faced off against the Kansas City Chiefs,
Mhm.
and within that team, Travis Kelce, and in the stands, the one, the only,
Taylor Swift.
Taylor motherfucking Swift. And I'll be the first to say that my wife is not a Taylor Swift fan.
Yeah.
She couldn't have been more upset. She was like, "Stop panning over here
Mhm.
at the bullshit." And I wish I had a hot take, but I'm sure this is everybody's take. All I'm saying is, and I think you have this take, so I'm bothered that I'm about to say what I'm about to say.
No, you can say it.
How
we can be in
dare
agreeance.
you start dating and then show up at your boy's work
Oh yeah, dude.
and watch
Yeah.
him work?
Yes, we have the same take. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, no, that's your take.
watching that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't know really when their relationship. Well, I think so as far as the world knows,
Mhm.
he asked her out publicly, saying, "I saw you perform at the stadium. You should come see me." Right? I think that's.
So he came to her work.
I think that he just went to see her and then was like, "Come see me." And if that is what happened, very cute, cool, whatever.
Sure.
But like, I know what that pressure is like of
Yep.
having someone
Yep.
there when you're doing your thing
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to impress them. Whether
Mhm.
it's a family member that's never seen you perform, whether it's a new girlfriend, whether it's whatever it is.
Yep.
It's just you always know when someone you know is there that is new.
I don't like it when people I know are in audiences of my stand-up.
I like
prefer
it.
to be all strangers.
I like it once they've seen me kill. Once someone has seen me kill,
Yeah.
because then if they see me
Then the
like
pressure's
eat
off.
shit, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like, but the first time people are there, it can be a little bit nerve wracking.
They could do like an aggregate.
I
be like,
actually,
well, he's been
to
great
be
here.
completely honest with you, I kind of don't give a fuck. But it's
Okay.
sometimes I care
Sure.
a little bit,
Way to
depending.
shoot your argument in the foot here.
Yeah, well, on a personal level, it's just I think I've come to a point where I'm kind of like, well, whatever. This is what we do. But
It's okay.
I do think that just publicly, like, when I was younger,
Mhm.
I worked at a pizza shop, and I dated two girls that worked there.
At the same time?
No, different times.
Cool.
I worked there for like 3 years,
Okay.
so I had two girlfriends worth. And I remember,
2 year-and-a-half long relationships?
no,
Interesting.
but I remember going in to hang out with your girlfriend when she's at her work, be it where you work or her work, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It always feels so weird, like hanging around when they have other responsibility.
Yeah.
And advice that I give
That's like a real life
yeah, that's
interpretation of what's happening.
exactly.
on
It's like here's
larger scale.
exactly. And I have given this advice before when it comes to dating.
Yep.
And it's something that I believe in, and it's don't linger. If you find yourself lingering, get out of there. Whether it's you're at a bar and you want to talk to a girl and you talk to her once and you're just kind of like shuffling your feet hoping she talks to you again.
Yep.
Or whether it's you're going to hang out with someone and they're like busy doing other things
Mhm.
and you're just kind of like hanging in the shadows. I
Mhm.
think lingering is like lame and unattractive.
Yeah, I agree. I think it takes people 30 years to learn that.
Yeah.
I think it takes people a long time to learn to not linger.
And I think
Yeah.
that this whole Taylor Swift thing, it's just,
You think she's lingering?
I don't know if it's not that she's lingering.
Please
it's
tell
just-
me she's lingering.
I mean,
Big linger.
how many games has she gone to now? It's like, at what point is this guy like, quit coming to my fucking games? All they give a fuck about is you.
I don't know. Well, for me,
Or is he happy? I mean, I'm sure he's
I don't
happy,
know if he's
but
happy.
I have another take on
You have
this.
another take?
I do.
Let me just real quick.
Yes.
If we were to put the context of what's happening into a real life situation.
Yes.
So they started dating. She came to watch him at work. That's what you described.
Yeah.
You're at the pizza place doing your thing. Your girl's watching, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he went to watch her, and she didn't know he was there. So that's the equivalent
stalking.
of that's a guy peering through the bushes into the window of a pizza place,
Totally.
watching her like,
Being like, oh
Make
my
the
God,
sausage.
she's so talented at spinning that dough.
yes.
I got to get to know her. And then he's
I
like,
have to
hey,
sit on
if-
that and
yeah,
twist.
If you want to watch me spin
Which is a
some
gay
dough,
reference.
if
And
you
there's
want to
nothing wrong
watch
with
me
that.
spin some dough, come down to the pizza shop that I work at. And I'd love to see I'd love for you to see me light up the shop. You know, like
Exactly.
it's very
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think what we're learning is the dating life of the most famous people in the world is maybe not entirely comparable to our dating
Or is
life.
it
Or is it exactly the same?
exactly?
Yeah.
Or is it perfect?
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Okay. So what you have another take,
My other take is
and we're running out of time.
by the
the way-
okay. We're
yeah,
we,
go
yeah, we're gonna nail this. I think my other take here is what an insane. I always get nervous, and I always, whenever I'm in a new relationship
Mhm.
or I'm dating someone or whatever it is, the first I feel like month or like 6 weeks, there's like you're both ramping up your feelings, and at times there's like a disparity between who likes the other person more, right? You're like,
Yeah.
At
Big time.
first, the
Sure.
person really likes the other person, then maybe sometimes it flips, and then that first person puts in so much effort,
Mhm.
then the other person sees that, and then whatever.
Mhm.
And I've always felt I've never liked hurting people's feelings. I think we all can agree with that.
Sounds a lot like a
And-
people pleaser.
I mean, well, I don't mind hurting people's feelings in like a joking if I accidentally do it, but on like a very like on an intimate personal level, like I really can't stand. I would much rather be dumped than dump someone.
Me too.
And-
actually, in retrospect,
I think those first little while where you're like, oh, maybe I like this person, maybe not. Can you imagine the pressure on this fresh relationship where the whole world is like, oh my God, Taylor finally found someone that cares about her and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Like that, you telling me that dude doesn't go home and think, oh, if I text my ex, I'm like betraying the country sweetheart? Like it's insane, dude.
it's definitely harder. But also don't get involved, okay? You know she's dangerous.
Yeah, totally. She's gonna write a hit album about you. I don't even. I think that. I think that
an
that's.
album or a song called "Dangerous."
I think she does something like that.
Yeah,
If
call
she's
in
got- Yeah, let us know.
if there's any if there's any Swifty blowholes.
But anyway, yeah.
what? I don't think there's anything wrong with this.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it either.
Yeah.
I just think it's crazy to say, oh, let me tie like my public image. Well, for one, it elevated his jersey sales went up like 1,000 times. Like,
yeah, it does.
So it
that
made
taught
him
me.
in a PR sense. It made him way more famous, which I don't think is what he's.
He was
in it
already
for.
super marketable.
But
just so you know.
but I don't. Well, yeah, but now I mean I didn't know who he was, right? But I knew who Taylor Swift was.
Oh, that's interesting.
And I don't even really give a shit about Taylor Swift. I don't have anything against her. It's just I
Right.
don't really like her music, and I'm not gonna like go to the show, and she seems fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So
you know?
I like and watch football regularly.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce's a great player. He
Uh-huh.
had a ton of endorsements. He is on a world championship team.
Yeah.
They won the Super Bowl. And I mean, Patrick Mahomes throws dimes to him constantly.
Mhm.
Anyway,
No, that's an interesting
So
perspective because I didn't even know, and I feel like people at home. I think most of the people that are going to listen to this are probably going to be like, I knew who Taylor Swift was. I had no idea really who this guy was.
I need to attract more of a fan base so that doesn't happen.
Hey,
but, but that's okay. Interesting. Anyway, he's great. The jersey sales going up is a really good thing for everybody involved, I think. But I just wish it wasn't so, like you said, public. Like I think that it's too.
I think it's fine that it is, but I just
Just
think
date
the
and
pressure
just-
of it
yeah.
is just crazy to
Too
me.
much pressure.
Like, because
Too much
I
pressure.
will say, like, I've lived in LA my whole life. I used to
Yep.
work at a very fancy restaurant, not
Yep.
the pizza shop. I, do what we do now. I've met a lot of celebrities, and my takeaway usually is they're pretty normal.
Mhm.
It's usually
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
oh, these people are like just us. Like when I meet famous comics,
Mhm.
it's always like, oh, these people are just like the same cool comics that I hang out with, and they're just they just took it to the highest level.
But
right?
that is different.
It is
because
different.
Comics are
Comics are
inherently normal.
different.
They're like,
But I've also met a lot of non-comic celebrities, and generally my take is kind of like they're just people. Like,
Yeah.
and I think that's what a lot of people don't understand until they've met people like that, where it's like whatever. And so these are just two people who just really are just started dating, and I'm sure they have all the same butterfly feelings that we have when we start dating someone.
Yep.
And meanwhile, millions of people are invested in it, and it's just crazy to me. I don't even have a funny take. My take isn't even funny. It's just that I'm like residually stressed out.
For him.
For him, yeah, by the whole
Yeah.
thing. Or her. It doesn't even matter. Just the same thing. Just whoever is like a little more, then they got to be home being like, oh, if I cut this off.
Yeah.
Really, it's him because he's going to be the one that gets, even
Oh,
if,
yeah.
like,
She
he's
can
gonna
do
be
no wrong.
Yeah, like it's just,
Yeah.
she's going to, it's he could do no wrong and just break things off, and I think he would still be crucified. So it's crazy. It's scary.
Well, it's going to be fine because by all accounts, and I don't know him, but he seems like a good, charismatic dude. And if he just continues to be that, no matter how the relationship goes, you think it'll pan out, right? One way or the other. Okay.
Do we have a viewer question?
Oh yeah, we got a viewer. Do you have
I
any viewer
actually
questions?
don't have viewer questions, so let's just do yours, and then we'll.
You don't have any
get
viewer
out of here.
questions?
Yeah, I don't have any. I forgot.
All right, it's not a problem.
Well, looking at how much time we have, I think it's perfect.
How much time do we have?
5:10.
5:10.
Okay, let's get to a question. How many do you have? One or two?
I just got the one.
One. Perfect. One question.
Okay. All right. So we do have one viewer question.
Okay.
I asked my wife if she had any questions
Mhm.
for you and I, and she did. She had one question, and it was,
If it's how dare you?
"It's how dare you?" I'm so mad that you guessed.
Is that what it is?
It's
For real?
absolutely how dare you? 100%. And let me just ask it again so all the blowholes at home could hear me. How dare you? What?
I'm glad I didn't let you get me with it. Honestly,
Because it would have been
if I had been surprised, I would have applied lethal force directly to your jugular. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Pleasure Whale podcast.
Cheers, guys.
We're so happy to have you guys. We're so happy you guys are listening. We are super excited to do this. We're thrilled to do this. We want to talk more about whatever you guys want to talk about. So please write in. We're going to get more official ways to contact us. We both are on Instagram. We both post all of our things on Instagram that we care about, and all of our upcoming dates that you could see us live. Everything is on Instagram.
Yes.
So my Instagram is HScopes, HSKOPES. Please give me a follow and check out what I have going on. And Chris's Instagram is
Christopher_Waitkus, WAITKUS.
And Chris has a special out that you guys should watch that I will continue to plug because I think it's fantastic and I think you're amazing.
Thank you very much.
I will have a special coming out soon. So keep your eyes peeled. And are we going to end this the same way that we've been ending this?
Yeah, we could try it. I mean,
All
unless you
right.
have a better idea.
No, I mean, I hate this idea, but I feel like it's become a thing. So
Are you mad at me? No.
I'll tell you whether or not I'm mad at you in whale, and you can translate it. Okay.
Okay. It's something we're gonna try. It's okay. Let's do it.
Should we do the hand motion with it this time? I think
This
we.
way?
Yeah.
So that
The
would be
blowhole motion.
okay. So we do blowhole motion, and we have to do blowhole sound.
Well, I can't. Well, whale noises, blowhole motion.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. Cool.
I don't hate it.
Thank you guys.